What's up, YouTube? Ellis Entertainment and Outdoors back at you again, another video. Today it's Thursday, October 31st. It's Halloween. Happy Halloween. Also, it's a terror for the chickens today. Today is butcher day, processing day. Come out here this morning. We lost one. I don't know, had a heart attack, what it was, but we lost one. So I think we lost a total of 3. I'm not for sure. Have to go back and watch the other videos, but I think it's 3. But 3 or 4. But it's week 10. Yesterday was week 10, so it's 10 weeks in a day. We're running out of time. I'm not going to be able to process them this weekend because I have a draw hunt. Next weekend, she goes back to work, and we ain't gonna have no time. So today, regardless of how much they weigh, whatever, we have to process them. Yesterday we didn't feed them at all. We took their feed away for 24 hours. That way their crawl's empty. That way it's less messy and stuff like that. But here they are. They're getting ready to go under the knife. So give me just a second. I'm gonna take you over here and show y'all my setup, my little setup for processing, and I'll be right back with you in a second. All right, YouTube, back over here to the processing area. I have a water hose and a hose splitter. I got 2 extra water hoses, one going over to the chicken cones to wash it out, and things I need over here, and one going over to my table, evisceration table. That way I can keep it clean where I gut them and everything. But right here, these are my killing cones. Got some 5-gallon buckets from work. I just made them because the ones that you buy is super expensive. All this in 5-gallon buckets, zip tied and rolled up and zip tied up. So basically what I'm gonna do is hang the chicken, put the chicken upside down in here, pull its neck out, slice its head off. I can't show y'all that, but we'll get there here in a minute. But I can do 3 at a time, and then after they bleed out, I'll take them from there. Come over here to my scalding pot. I got the flame going right now, trying to get the temperature up to about 155 degrees. Then essentially what you do is you scald them for, some people say 30 seconds, different times. I just dip them until I can pull a wing feather or tail feather out really easy, and then I know they're ready to go to the next step into the plucker. Then I'll go to the plucker. Think you can at work. I bought this off him brand new. Basically all you do, after they're scalded and heated up, throw them in here, flip it on, and it'll spin around these little rubber fingers. You'll see all this here in a second. Spin around, knock the feathers off, and you spray a water hose in it. And I made me a little bucket with holes in it to catch all the feathers. That way they're not all over my yard. And then from there, go over here to the table. Got me a trash bag set up. I got me a garbage can so I can just slide my internals into it. Paper towels. Show y'all the knives I'm using. I ordered them off beardedbutcher.com. But Victorinox 6-inch boning knife. I got one over here and one over on the killing cone station. That way I can, you know, then to keep your knives honed down. Then from here, I'll clean them, spray the table off, and then they'll go straight to a cooler. I have 3 coolers set up. Straight to a cooler with ice water in it. And then from there, once we get all that done and all of them in coolers and everything, we'll take them inside, we'll part them out, vacuum seal them. Then I'm gonna throw them back in the cooler for a few days with more ice on top of them. After the vacuum seal, of course, freaking tree. And then I'll freeze them. But stay tuned. I'm waiting on the water to heat up. And yeah, we'll go from there and get this process done. Stay tuned. All right, y'all, we got 3 chickens up in the killing cones. Had a little malfunction. My board fell, but as you can see, they're upside down. I'll pull their neck out. There's 2 different ways of doing it. A lot of people take it and they just cut the artery. I take it and I slice their whole head off. I'm not going to show this part. I'm sure YouTube would frown upon that, but I'm going to go ahead and dispatch these 3 chickens and then get back with you in a second. All right, y'all, we're back. We've done a couple. Neighbor come down for a few minutes. We done a couple. Don't really want to show y'all that too much, just for YouTube policy, but forgot to tell y'all, my plucker likes it better when I cut the legs off before I throw them in there. So I always cut the legs off and then I scald them and then I throw them in there. So go ahead and cut the legs off these three. They've been bleeding out for a few minutes. Make sure when you do it, you hit the joint, and it makes it a lot easier where the, I guess it'd be like their elbow, basically, or kneecap. Comes right off. Like I say, there's a bunch of different ways to do it. This is just the way we do it, our setup for our little scale. This is enough to feed our family. We do it twice a year. Well, this is our first year doing it, but this is our second time. Should be enough to feed us, get us through the winter. All right, here's the first one. We'll drop it down in the scalder. Just move it around. Got me some old grill tongs that I use since the legs ain't on there. Like I say, I'll just periodically check it. Some people do a certain time frame. I just kind of pull a tail feather. They come out super easy. And I know it's ready. So, a few more seconds. Try it again. Not quite. I would say roughly the way I do it with 155, 160 degree water. Probably around 30 to 40 seconds. That was pretty easy. So I'll dip it a few times and I'll bring it over here to the plucker. The while we turn it on, I'll drop it down in there and spread the water. You can see the feathers come right off. Sometimes you're going to have a few feathers left, which she'll come over here usually and she'll just pluck them off. There's just a few on the wing. Just go over it good, make sure there's not any. And that's it. There's the first one. I'll show y'all 3 of them, the whole process, and then we'll go from there. The next one, same thing. It's a lot of hard work to do it, but it's kind of rewarding when you get to eat your own food that you raised from a day-old baby chick. They're hard work. Got to move them every day, feed them numerous times a day, water them numerous times a day. Get all this ready, clean all this up, but in the end, to me, it's worth it. I know the lady probably, she gets mad at me for it. The kids probably, because they got to help too. But last time they helped, they're in school today, so they missed it. Lucky little suckers, but pretty close. Tail feathers come out pretty easy. Give a few more dips. And on to the plucker. Drop it in there. Always make sure you got your water ready. This this one here,
Looks good.
not even a feather left. So that's a good thing. Here's the second one. Come out just looking like you bought them from the store. Number 3. Just make sure you don't get your water too hot, because it'll start messing the skin and everything up on them. So you don't want to cook them. Just want to loosen the feathers up. And I forgot to tell y'all, when I put my water in here last night, this morning when I come out and lit the fire, I just put a couple drops of Dawn dishwashing liquid. Seems to help loosen them up a little better. I don't know if it really does or not, but I do it. Water gets nasty where they run around and stuff. Like I said, just take that feather and pull on it. If it don't come out easy, then it ain't ready. Tail feather, wing feather, whichever one. Tail feather is usually a little better tail sign. Easy. Couple more dips. Onto the plucker. This one didn't do quite as good. So sometimes you got a few feathers left. It's not very many. Not that big a deal. It's a heck of a lot better than hand plucking every one of them. All right, so we got them all on the table. First thing, make sure you're nice, good and sharp. Don't check that. First thing you want to do, she'll bring the camera in a little bit closer. You want to make a little slit right here. Make sure you don't hit anything. Purpose of this is to get the crawl detached from the body and from the goozle, what I call it, windpipe, whatever, and everything. That way, when you pull your guts out, right here's your crawl. See, it's empty where they at and eat 24 hours. Then you'll come down here to the bottom end. Just make a little bitty hole. Then you'll take it, pull it apart. There's all your innards. And I always just reach my hand up in here. Keep my garbage can close. And I can pull them all out. Here's where your crop's attached. It's gone empty. Now your intestines is stuck down here at the very bottom. So always take right here at where the tail would be, the oiler. Always just cut this off. It's hard to do, try to film and everything at the same time, but just cut that off. Make sure everything else is out. There's a heart. Now I always leave the lungs in. Reason being I leave the lungs in is because we part ours out. We don't eat whole birds. We ain't got enough room to freeze them, keep them all, so we part them out and vacuum seal them. So I don't really care about the lungs. Then I'll come up here and I'll cut the neck off. And then I'll rinse them out good with the water hose. Rinse them off and out good. Skin. Alright, inside looks good. And I'll bring them over here. Call me nice cooler. Show y'all one more bird. That way y'all get the gist of how to do it. Again, same process. Make a little cut right there so you can get your fingers in there. Get that crawl separated. That way it pulls out and you don't bust all that nasty stuff out inside your cavity of your bird. And down here at the bottom, the vent end, make a little slit. Make sure you don't hit any guts. It can be easy to pull it apart. Open it up just like a Thanksgiving turkey. And we'll pull everything out just like the last one. Cut the vent part off here. Or just make two little side cuts or downwards. Boom. Double check the inside, nothing really in there. Cut the neck off. Rinse it out. Double check, inside of it's good and clean. Then, into the cooler. Make sure they stay good and cold on your eyes. I guess I'll show y'all this last one. That way you know the process. One more time. Same thing, a little slit. Separate your crawl. Whoa. Get right there. Whoa, about lost it. Separate your crawl from everything. Make sure you don't rip it. There's your crawl, it's empty. There's your windpipe, esophagus, whatever you'll call it. Little slit. Pop it open. Guts and everything out. And at this point, if you want to save your hearts, like I love eating hearts, but the lady don't like cooking them, so I don't save them. And I like livers, and you can fish livers, but I just don't keep them. We got enough to do. Your gizzards, if you want to keep those, keep those. I love gizzards, but I don't feel like cleaning them. Alright, inside's clean. Cut the neck off. Spray it out. Clean little chickie into the cooler. Alright, so showed y'all the process on how to kill the birds, scald them, pluck them, gut them, eviscerate them, whatever you want to call it. So we're going to get the rest of these done, and then I'll show y'all how we package them and freeze them and prepare them and all that good stuff. I'm going to get my table cleaned off. I always keep a little bleach spray bottle, spray it off, wash it off, keep everything good and clean. That way, not have to worry about getting sick or anything. So just stay tuned. We'll get back when we get all these done. We got a lot left to do, so just hang tight. All right, y'all. We finished up the defeathering and the evisceration process, whatever you want to call it, gutting. We run out of time. It's been a busy day. We haven't had the time to part them out and vacuum seal them. They are in the coolers on ice. Like I said, it's been a busy day. We took kids trick-or-treating. Had to go to Walmart. I got a draw hunt tomorrow. It's been busy. It's been hectic. So, like I said, we got 3 full coolers of chickens. They still got to be parted out and vacuum sealed. So y'all won't get to see that part. Maybe at the end, while I'm hunting this weekend on my draw hunt, she's gonna part them out and vacuum seal them. So maybe I can show y'all how much we get at the end of it. And during that, she's gonna weigh some of them and get our average weight, or weigh all of them and get our average weight of the finished, the dress weight. So just show y'all 3 coolers full on ice. Don't know how good y'all can see because of the light out here. But yeah. A lot of chicken. Still a lot of work left. I'm not gonna get to help her with it, but that's what happens when you're busy all the time. But if y'all made it this far through this Cornish cross journey, I appreciate it. Been a long road, but it's worth it. So, like I said, maybe I'll come back with y'all at the end of it and show y'all it vacuum sealed and everything parted out. Y'all won't get to see the parting out process, just the way it fell. But if y'all would, just please like, share, and subscribe.
Okay, YouTube, I'm here to show you how we part the chicken out. Zach's gone at his draw hunt, so I've done all of this. I wanted to teach you guys how the simplest way, or the way that we do it. You can leave them whole. We just don't really eat chicken that way. So we part it out and then vacuum seal it. So I start with the breast because it's the most simple way for me to do it, and I kind of let the weight of the bird help me to cut it. So I cut the skin right here first that connects the legs to the side, and I kind of just push it open so it's out of the way. Then I do it on the other side as well. So you just spread the legs, okay? Then I make a thin cut along the first side of the breastbone. And then I cut it with the legs facing me, but to cut it off of the bone, for me, I flip the chicken around. So kind of like this. And I slowly just feather it. Like I don't cut like this, like with a knife. I just cut it really, really easy. And then I pull the meat back as I do it. And it just literally, I'll show you. See what it's looking like. You just pull it back as you cut it. And it peels straight off the bone. So I cut it like this. And I'll show you. I just make real easy slices. And I cut it. And there's the whole chicken breast. And this is what it looks like on the side. After you cut it, it's nothing but bone left. So then I do the same thing on the other side with the breastbone. Again, I flip it, and I just slowly cut it away from the bone. There's the second breast. Next, I use the weight of the bird. So I pick it up by the leg and I make the first cut right here, like that. I do the same thing with the other side. All it's holding on is that joint. I peel it right there and I slice it. So there you have a leg quarter. I already vacuum sealed some of them in leg quarters. Then I just separate them also into the thigh and the leg. And you cut them right there where the joints meet, so it goes right through. Really simple. So then I do the other one the same way. I hold it by the leg. I make that cut like that. Flip it around. I do the same thing. And bust the leg out. And then I cut right there at the joint. Comes right off. And I slice that. For the wings, I let the weight of the bird do the weight again. The weight of the bird do the weight again. The weight of the bird. Here's the joint. I just slowly take my knife. Doesn't take a lot of pressure. The less pressure, it actually cuts better. Then again, I separate them at the joints. There's your 2 wings. Same thing. Let the weight work for me. Cut it off. Right there at the joints, they just separate simply. There you have it. This is all that's left, literally a carcass. You can take this and boil it to make your own chicken broth. I'm not doing that today. I've seen so many chickens. Yeah, but that's it. That's how we part one out, and we separate them into bags, whatever you want to put together, all the breasts together, wings together, legs, thighs. We do quarters. We'll do legs and thighs together, however you plan on cooking it, but that's how we do it. And then we vacuum seal it. So I'll show you when this was my last chicken. I'm gonna vacuum seal them all, and then I'll show you guys what we ended up with. Here is some of the chicken. These are chicken thighs after it's vacuum sealed and packaged. Chicken breasts, chicken legs. So that's how we do it. We just part it out. There's some wings. That's what it looks like.